Hello, hope y'all are doing great. It is October 8th, and today I'm back. So today I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about Hurricane Julia, and then I'm going to be talking about next week. Next week is looking interesting. We have a little bit to talk about, not a whole lot. Video should be very short. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, Hurricane Julia now has winds of 75 miles per hour. It's strengthened to a hurricane pretty much right before it's going to make landfall. Likely very soon it's going to make landfall. And really, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about with this right now, but the main threats with this, and we're going to be seeing a lot of heavy rain across many areas. Uh, Really, the heavy rain is the biggest threat, and winds, especially along the coast. That'll be a big threat as well. I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about with this. There's not a ton right now, other than Julia. The tropics are fairly quiet in the Atlantic. Uh, well, so yeah. Uh, Now looking at the GFS model now on Pivotal Weather. Uh, so we've been watching this storm system mid to late next week. We can really see what the GFS has with this now. We have a lot of cold air that comes down from Canada. We can see we have a cold front along kind of this area. Pretty classic, like cold front. We have even some storms like elongate, maybe severe weather. We're not going to talk about that today, but as we get closer to this, we'll talk about the severe weather threat. And this moves into the east, brings a lot of heavy rain, or not a lot, but brings some heavy rain areas in the southeast. Uh, I mean, this would definitely be a wind event in many areas in the east, especially along the coast, uh, which has been looking like it could be that for a while now. And then we see like a couple of lows after this. I mean, this low never fully goes away. We continue to see this upper level low. If I can, hopefully this will help. No, give me. There we go. That's what I wanted originally. But yeah, so we see. I mean, just a series of like waves from Canada just move down, from Canada into the Great Lakes into the Northeast, just continuously bringing cold air and like precip to the east. We can see that for pretty much the entire GFS run. Uh, and so, I mean, right now it's looking like we could start to see this storm system. Now, temperatures behind this thing, I mean, are going to be cold. I mean, we can see uh, like Saturday morning next week. So this is about 7 days, this is about a week out. Temperatures 15 degrees below average for much of the south, southeast, the east, with the exception of the northeast. Then we see another blast of cold air, even colder, and then just continuous like cold air in the east, with a big warm up towards the end of the run. But we start to see a little bit of a slight pattern shift. But generally, it looks to be like over the next 2 weeks, pretty cold in the east continuously. That's what we've been talking about for like this entire week. Uh, Over on the European, you can see very similar situation. Uh, Pretty much just a bunch of lows kind of just rotate around each other. Everything starts to kind of come together Tuesday into Wednesday as and stuff starts to get active. Uh, and yeah, the European also has that like kind of northeast coastal like a wind event with a lot of rain. And also this could maybe bring like the first rain to some areas in the southeast that they have seen in about a month. Uh, so yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I mean, the European has pretty much a scenario where a lot of areas wouldn't even get rain in the southeast, and some areas that need it. But a GFS has a lot more precip. So I mean, we'll see. This has been changing every day. Nothing has really stayed the same every day. I've looked at this. I think we started looking at this either on Tuesday or Wednesday, and nothing stayed. So kind of what we can get from this is, I mean, it's looking like now we're gonna see a storm system that could be like our first like winter like or fall like storm system. Mainly like winter like. It's gonna be like a very dynamic storm system potentially. Not potentially. It's looking like that. Also, we're going to be seeing several lots of cold air in the east. We can actually take a look at temperatures in the Euro here. Uh, this is Friday afternoon next week. We can see for October. I mean, this is pretty cold. 50s all the way down to like Tennessee, Kentucky. 60s in the southeast. I mean, 69 in Macon, Georgia. I mean, even cooler air into Florida. I mean, 70s if you're north of Orlando. And then by Saturday morning, you can see temperatures drop down to the 40s, 42 in Atlanta. Of course, Atlanta probably wouldn't get that cold because, I mean, Atlanta, let's just, I don't know, I just want to show something real quick. The difference between, like, the European and the GFS, like, heat island over Atlanta, like, I mean, they're pretty similar temperature-wise, but the GFS just has a much more significant heat island. And I think the GFS might be overdoing it a little bit, but normally Atlanta's not the coldest place. Uh, just because it's Atlanta, there's a lot of concrete, and also it's extremely large at this point. Uh, yeah, we can see many areas get below freezing up towards Ohio and in the mountains as well. Well, not in the mountains in Ohio. I mean like Appalachians and into Pennsylvania and New York. Uh, so yeah, I mean it's looking like, I mean the cold is gonna stay around in the east, for looking like over the next couple of weeks. We're gonna see that cold stay around several ways, and also it's looking like maybe towards the end of next week, because see mid to late next week we're gonna see our first, like, I guess not really cross country storm system, but kind of similar. Although the west isn't getting a whole lot. But yeah, it's going to be kind of a cross-country storm system. Uh, Although it's pretty much going to kind of get together. It's not even. It's not, I mean, the storm system itself is what's bringing everything together. Is not even in America. It's in the United States. It's in Canada. But we're going to see like several lows kind of get started along the fronts, or along the front, like the main front. I mean, go back to the GFS. It's a little confusing here. Let me try to show y'all what I mean. You probably know what I mean. But yeah, we see, like, I mean, what's really causing it's up in Canada, but then we see several lows kind of form along this front, which kind of increases everything, like wind, the amount of wind we're going to see, also the amount of rain, especially. And we just see several pieces of energy, this is interesting. I mean, something we don't normally see in October. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. I will probably have a video out tomorrow. Most likely, unless, I mean, there's a small chance I won't, but I'll probably have a video out. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, of course. I hope y'all have an excellent day tomorrow. It's Sunday. Yeah, goodbye.